It's Saturday, October 21st, 2023. I'm TC Kirkham, and this is the Kirkham Report.
TC Kirkham. Report.
Greetings, VC. TC Kirkham here, the Kirkham Report and TKR Video Central. Welcome to my weekly magazine show of all my stuff and everything else and the stuff going on. I got a lot to go over this week, but we're going to start it off with a controversial cover story. In honor of the Hot 100's 65th anniversary, having debuted in 1958, Billboard magazine this week released its list of the top 500 pop songs of all time, according to the staff of Billboard magazine. And oh boy, did they open a firestorm and a major can of worms they may not be able to put back in. Having gone over the whole 500, I'll have a link to it in the show notes. It's an interesting list. Their choices and their reasonings are interesting. But the top 10 was mind-blowing, and not by what is there so much as what isn't there, what's further down the list. Only one Beatles song made the entire top 50, and it just eked in at number 10. And some of the choices that were around, well, they're going to be interesting. The Billboard top 10 pop songs of all time are as follows. And please remember, folks, I'm just the messenger. Number 10 is I Want to Hold Your Hand by the Beatles. Number 9, California Love by Tupac. Number 8, Carly Rae Jepsen's Call Me Maybe. Number 7, Billie Jean, Michael Jackson. That sort of makes sense. Number 6, Like a Prayer from Madonna. Number 5, Since You've Been Gone by Kelly Clarkson. What? Number 4, I Want It That Way, the Backstreet Boys. Number 3, My Girl by the Temptations. Number 2, Dancing Queen by ABBA. And the number 1 pop song on the Billboard Hot 100 over the last 65 years, according to the staff, is I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston. Now, each of these songs and the rest of the 490 songs included on this top 500 list have reasonings listed. But I got to admit, there are some real omissions in the whole list. Although I was happy, I have to admit, I was happy to see My Boys in Hanson hit number 64 with Bop. But it's still something out there. There's a lot missing from this list, and there's a lot of stuff included that is just pure garbage. Where they're thinking of this list from, I don't know. Let me quote from Billboard's write-up every day. How are we defining pop songs, you may ask? Well, it's a little tough. One of the reasons pop can be hard to summarize is that because there's no real sonic or musical definition to it. There are common elements to a lot of the biggest pop songs, but at the end of the day, pop means popular first and foremost, and just about any song that becomes popular enough, whether it be rock, dance, rap, R&B, country, reggae, or some combination, can be considered a pop song. So the only hard and fast qualification we laid down for songs to be eligible for our list was that they had to have hit the Hot 100 at some point in some version. The only exception was made for songs that came during the 90s period where many huge airplay hits were ineligible for the Hot 100. All of that said, the pop part of this project was still essential when determining our ranking. We were looking for the songs that most fit our idea of pop music. Catchy, tight, rousing, emotional, immaculately crafted, instantly memorable. If a song didn't strike us as an obvious pop song, we might have ranked it lower on our list than most other all-time song lists have in the past, or left it off altogether. Conversely, if a song makes us go, "Now that's a pop song," every time we hear it, even if it's not the kind of critically revered song that often ends up on all-time lists, we made sure to give it a little extra love here. Our definition of pop may differ from yours. We couldn't even all agree on every song ourselves, but even if we can't do much better than "we know it when we hear it," we're confident you'll hear it plenty yourself when reading through the songs on our list. Well, I have to say, that's not necessarily the case, as I've been seeing angry tweets and Facebook posts and Reddit posts for the last week at people frothing at the mouth for some of the things that Billboard put on the list and some of the things they didn't include. I mean, some of my favorite songs weren't included. Some of my loathed songs are included, and that's fine because they are loved by certain individuals out there who will remain nameless. Gone! And groove is in the heart. But and other than that, I have to, you've got to remember, everybody sees pop music differently. In all, it's not an overall bad list, and their reasoning is sound in 90% of the cases. But I can see why it would upset someone. If you'd like to take a look at the entire top 500, there will be a link, as I said, in the show notes, and you can let me know what you think of Billboard's top 500 pop songs of all time in an email or in the comments, and we'll discuss it on a future show. And that's this week's cover story. Time for Out of the Box this week. It's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here! Finally! I have been waiting for this for 6 months. If you guys have been following my Hot 100 equivalent, the Power Tracks 50 chart, you will know that this man has had 4 hits this year on my chart, 2 of which spent multiple weeks at number 1. And the reason is I cannot get enough of him. I cannot praise him enough. I cannot promote him enough to more people in the vinyl community. And now you do not have an excuse. He has an album out in vinyl and CD, and it's here. This is Iceland's DADI FREYR. I made an album. This has 12 songs, 11 in English, and the 12th was written in German, which is where he lives in Berlin. It includes multiple hits on the European charts and on the Kirkham Report chart, including Thank You, I'm Fine, Sunshine, the current single, Moves to Make. There's just so much great stuff on this album. And I ordered it directly from DADI's website. I also ordered the CD. And I got some stickers. And I have tickets to see him in March here in Boston. So, this man is a genius. The 31-year-old from Iceland who represented Iceland in the 20 and 21 Eurovision contest. 20, of course, was canceled, but it did spawn the song that made him a worldwide sensation. Think about things. This is black vinyl. I opted for the black vinyl rather than the colored vinyl. Colored vinyl was a little bit more expensive. But you don't have any excuse now, vinyl community. He's no longer just digital. He now has physical media out there for you to peruse. And trust me, if you are into dance pop or electronica, or just some really incredibly good lyrics, There is no doing this guy wrong. He has been posting vlogs of his European tour on his website. I'll have that in the show notes, and you're probably seeing it on screen right now. Check him out, because damn it, we're going to make him a major star in the U.S. If it, I'm just going to do it. I'm so happy to have this. Let me move this off here. Been waiting for this since March. Okay. Next up, picked up a couple of more recent things, and this one comes from our friends at Plaid Room Records. Turned on to this incredibly great, awesome store by Concert Buddy. Thank you, dude, for mentioning them once, because I've ordered from them several times since I saw you recommend them. They are in Loveland, Ohio, which is a suburb of Cincinnati. And from them, oh, aren't you just so fortunate? I picked up the new Rick Astley album. This is Are We There Yet? From Rick Astley. Of course, Never Gonna Stop, currently in the top 20 on the PNR, on the TKR Power Tracks 50. Every song on this album was written by Rick. It officially hit stores Friday. I got my copy on Tuesday. Great picture from the current, how he looks currently, and all the song credits. It is on, they call this natural, right? Is this called natural? Natural colored vinyl, which to me it just looks transparent, but hey. Rick has been one of my favorite artists since he debuted in 1986 with Never Gonna Get You Up. And Never Gonna Give You Up. Freudian slip is showing, TC, be careful. With Never Gonna Give You Up. This, I haven't had a chance to listen to it. Like I said, it's been a busy week, but I will have it this weekend. So thank you, Plaid Room, for getting it to me so quickly. I much appreciate it. Now, other friends over at SpinMeRoundStore.com from, they are in Pennsylvania, at the Easton, Pennsylvania, I believe. They had a hell of a sale the last couple weeks on some of their record store day titles that were still in store. Both of these were priced out of my price range. I didn't want to pay them as much as they were asking, because they're both 12-inch singles. One of them was $17, the other one was $20. And I'm like, for a 12-inch single, even if you get 4 or 5 songs, that's a little bit too expensive. Picked them both up for $9.99 each. This is from last Christmas's last record. This was from Black Friday last year. Dee Snider and Lizzie Hale, The Magic of Christmas Day. It is on red vinyl and has both songs on both sides, so you don't have to flip it over to hear them. I believe this is a 45 also. I think this plays at 45 RPM, if I'm not mistaken. I have to look at the thing because it said that on the sticker. Nope, doesn't say that. Magic of Christmas Day, and the album version and the instrumental version written by Dee Snider. Of course, Dee Snider, Twisted Sister, Lizzie Hale from Hailstorm. Terrific, and $9.99. I love that. This was $20 at Record Store Day in April, and I said no. I love the song, and I want it, and it's got extra tracks, but I'm not spending $20 on this. It's not worth it. Pick this up for $9.99 too. This is Jesse's Girl 40th anniversary edition from Rick Springfield. That's him now, not the same pose, but it's him now. It features the special edition live recording, the Loving in Oz tour recording, Spanish version, the 2016 version, and the demo version. It does not ironically include the real version. But, you know, what the hell? Because you got everything else, and I love Rick Springfield anyway. I've been a fan of his since way back. Speak to the Sky came out 51 years ago. He's been around for 51 years, folks. Scary. I got some more stuff, but it's not out of the box. It's coming up next, so stick around. that opening, that music, you know, it means I got a ton of 45s to talk about from Don and Mary over at Two Hip Chicks. I this time I actually purchased from all three of the things that they do every week. I went on their Whatnot chat. They do a Whatnot auction every Tuesday at 7. Picked up 3 of these that just came today. Haven't had a chance to listen to them, obviously. And then last week when Dawn was on with Dawn's Southern Finds Deal of the Dawns, I picked up a mystery box of 40. And last week when they were over at Cajun Roots Resellers on Wednesday's Hump Day auction, I picked up a set of 10 plus 1 45s. So I have a lot of 45s to go to. And I also picked this up at Johnny's auction, I think it was last week also. This is a pair of bookends made to look like records. And I think that's really cute. I'm not sure what I'm going to use it for because they're not going to be real heavyweight. But they'll show up in decorations in the room when everything gets finished. I just think these are really cool. So, without further ado, let's talk about the 3 that came from the Whatnot sale. Whatnot I love because Don and Mary have the time. They play part of the song. They actually have some song playing. And they also post it ahead of time, so I know what I'm going in for. And this week I won the giveaway, so I got an extra one, a picture sleeve. But I went in to grab 2 songs that I knew were, I mean, these are completely like 20 years apart and completely different music. But I first heard this first one when I did the Playboy Records show on Label Nova a few weeks ago. And when I saw that, I'm like, I want that. That's going to be great. This is Al Wilson. I've got a feeling we'll be seeing each other again and be concerned. That was a minor hit when it was on Playboy, as you can see if you go back and watch Label Nova about Playboy Records. The other one goes way back, and it hits 2 of my soft spots, political humor and cut-in records. This is a really early example, too. This is from 1960. Winkley and Nutley and Report to the Nation, Parts 1 and 2. I do not know what MK Records is. It's distributed by Roulette, it says there at the top. Part 1 is the Kennedy clone, and Part 2 is the Nixon clone from the 1960 presidential race. And, of course, Winkley and Nutley is a nod to Chet Huntley and David Brinkley, who used to do NBC's news programs. That was great, and I loved hearing it. This person I do not know anything about, and I'm looking forward to looking him up. This is the bonus I got for winning the giveaway, Lilo Thomas, and I'm in Love. I do not know who this is. It is from 1987, according to the copyright. And so those 3 I picked up on Whatnot. And this huge stack of records I picked up on the other 2, the auctions, and I'm just going to go through them. I kind of mixed them all up because I actually was putting them in Discogs today, so I did mix them up. But so some of them are from the mystery box, and I gotta say, Dawn does these mystery boxes primarily when she is with Dawn Southern Finds on the Deal of the Dawns, which is every other Friday at, I think it's at 1, maybe 2. I forget because they've all been changing their times lately. So Dawn can let me know, and I will let you know. But the titles, I mean, they bought 300, what was 30,000? No, not 300,000. They'd be out of space. 30,000 45s on an auction bid, and collector. A lot of the stuff is in VG plus or near mint condition. Not everything, granted, not everything is like that, but a good 60% of it's like that. And a lot of these are titles from the 50s that are still in pristine shape, 50s, 60s, some 70s. They're all over. I have bought a ton of these mystery boxes just because I love getting them, and I love finding out what's in them and discovering them, like I did with this one that picked it up yesterday. And great stuff. So we're going to go through it. This is both the 40 and the mystery box, 40 for 15 starting bid, and the 10 plus 1. So that's 51. There's a lot more than 51, so I think I bought 2 of the 10 packs. I'm not sure. In any case, here we go. Just going to run them down real quick. The Tennessee Waltz and You Can't Be True Dear by Dutch Band Organ. I actually had to enter that one into Discogs. It wasn't there. I'm a sucker for when Don has extras like this. This is a Decca promo, An Affair to Remember, and While the Night Wind Sings by Carmen Cavallero and his orchestra. But I love the Decca sleeve there. Dance Time and Hi-Fi lists a whole bunch of other albums that were out at the same time. These Boots Are Made for Walkin' and The City Never Sleeps at Night on Reprise with a complete Reprise label. Of course, that is Nancy Sinatra, and I have never had a copy of this record in that kind of condition. Ever. It is almost near mint. Oh my gosh. The Association, Goodbye Columbus, and The Time It Is Today. I have a feeling my pal Jeff over at Calico Silver will like that. He's an Association fan. Picture Sleeve, Connie Francis, and I'm Gonna Be Warm This Winter, and Aldi Law. Of course, Aldi Law was a Eurovision, I don't remember if it won or it was first runner-up or second runner-up, I believe in 1959. Whole bunch of American covers. Hers was one of them that charted. So she charted with both sides of this single when it happened. That picture sleeve's in perfect shape too. Let me try that again. Kill That Roach by Miami. I do not know this song. Drive Records is distributed by Hialeah's TK. Mr. Notorious is the flip side. Lonely Night Angel Face and Smile For Me One More Time, Captain Tennille. Have that already. I have several of these already. Love Is Blue and Sunny from Paul Moriarty and his orchestra. That's an original. And again, it is in really great shape. Don, I love you for these. I have that already in good shape, but I have, in any case. Jingle Jangle and Justine by the Archies. This was the one that got me to bid on the one because I'd never heard of it. Now, having looked at it and looked it up, I might actually use it somewhere. Who knows? Wonder Worm and Saturday Night Movies. They are dance songs from Captain Sky. They are from the ubiquitous summer of '78. I've never heard of them. I can't wait to hear them. Animals, We Got to Get Out of This Place, and I Can't Believe It. Some terrific stuff there. Cry Like a Baby and The Door You Closed to Me by the Box Tops. This is on Mala again. There's a little label wear, but damn, that record is in good shape from 1964, I think it is. This collector they bought from really took decent care of most of his records. Halfway to Paradise and Lonely Tomorrows from Tony Orlando. I saw the picture sleeve when I was putting it on Discogs. I'd never seen him. I knew he was a teen star before he became a big heartthrob in the 70s, but wow, okay. Better Believe It and Weekend by the Kingsmen. Kingsmen on East West. This is not related to the East West that came back in the 80s and 90s. Kingsmen, of course, I believe they're out of Portland. Louie Louie was their big hit. Promo from Regina Records. I do not have anything on that label, so that's cool. Promise Her Anything and Valerie's Theme from Jack LaForge. I have a feeling this is an instrumental, a band piece. Promo jazz piece, according to Don there. All that's Don's writing. You Can't Lie to a Liar and You Can't See the Trees from Barry Gordon. Now, I'm thinking this is the Barry Gordon that had a hit with Nuttin' for Christmas when he was a kid in the 1950s and would later go on to be an actor and director in the 70s. He was a regular on Fish, the spinoff from Barney Miller. Bad and Everything is Topsy-Turvy, owned by Tony at one point, from Cozy Cole. This is on Love Records. Never heard of that label either. Oh Happy Day and Jesus Never Fails from The Trumpets of Jericho, obviously a cover. I am not familiar with HOB Records. This is a promo. HOB. I mean, I'm not sure which that would be, but let me know if you know. Natural Man and You Can't Hold On, Lou Rawls. Never had this. Great to add it to my collection. And again, it's in decent shape. Not perfect, but decent. And certainly playable. Love Won't Let Me Wait and After Loving You from Major Harris. I always loved that song when I was a kid and never did buy it. Follow the Boys and Waiting for Billy, another Connie Francis classic. Now we're getting into some of the really old stuff. Mind If I Make Love to You and True Love from Jane Powell. I have never seen a red Verve Records label, ever. It's always been blue or black. That's really something. To Love You Is Madness and a friend of Johnny's, Tony Fontaine with the Lou Douglas Orchestra. This is one of those parts of an album. Didn't get the whole thing. Obviously, they didn't have the whole thing in that collection. I Love You from Eddie Fisher. It features The Girl That I Marry, I Surrender Dear, My One and Only Love, and I Can't Give You Anything But Love. And I am impressed, number one, by not just the condition of this. Look at this condition of this, but look at that label. It's literally, I don't know if you can see it. It literally sparkles. It's so pristine. I mean, I get a distinct shine off of it. I mean, it's not showing up on camera, but it's really nice. Won't You Come On Back and Hands Across the Table from Fats Domino, classic of his. Red Roses for a Blue Lady and Blue Ribbons for Her Curls from Vic Dana. I had to do some research on this guy for an upcoming radio retro show. Never heard of him. So that was interesting that I would get that right after I had prepped that. So now you know Vic Dana's on an upcoming episode. This is also a promo. I've never seen this from RCA. Aerial Landscape doing Proposition 13 and Are You Sleeping? Discogs has it classed as garage rock. I don't know. I haven't heard it yet. I haven't heard any of these yet. Hustle On Up, Do the Bump, and Instrumental from Hidden Strength. That's obviously disco on United Artists. Abna Records. Abna. Just Keep It Up and Whispering Grass from D. Clark. Never heard of Abner Records before. Wow. This is the second or third one of these on Bally, the pinball company. That's what I think of. Or the casinos. Chattanooga Choo Choo and Skippity Beat from Bobby Christian and his orchestra. She's Gone and Every Time I Hear That Song by Ivory Joe Hunter. Dream and How Much from Betty Johnson. A Blossom Fell and If I May, Nat King Cole, and If I May with the Four Knights. Dawn slipped in an original capital sleeve with that one. Thank you, Dawn. This is another copy. I have this already. I got it in an earlier set. Winter Wonderland. Actually, I might have the other one. I'm not sure, because this is actually part of one of those sets of EPs. Winter Wonderland and White Christmas from the Three Sons. It comes from a Christmas set from them. And I do have one of these already. This is cool, though, because these are demos. These are promos. I'd like to get the sleeve for it sometime. Heads Up, Demonstration Epic Disc with Jam Factory, Susan Carter, Redbone, Catfish, Argent, and Shuggy Otis on it. Again, we're talking probably VG Plus on this. Look at this. This, I cannot believe that. This is Tall Paul from Annette Funicello in that kind of shape 50 plus years after it came out. Ooh. Hamilton, Bohannon's Beat, Part 1, and East Coast Groove from Hamilton Bohannon. This is another disco era song. I'm not familiar with that one. Summer Wind and I'll Be Standing By from Wayne Newton. I knew immediately this was not the same pressing I had because the label is the font on the label is different. I have this, but it's a different pressing plant. Looking Through the Windows and Love Song from the Jackson 5. I have the OG of that from when I was 8, 9, something like that, and it's still in pretty good shape. It's always been one of my favorite songs by them. Don't Push It, Don't Force It, and Who You've Been Giving It Up To by Leon Haywood. Good God, really, man? You ever heard Privacy? Honestly. Let It All Hang Out and Go Girl Go by the Hombres. Again, a classic I've never had on 45 in wonderful shape. Look at that. This is the #1 song on Billboard's Hot 100 for the entire year, 1962. Stranger on the Shore by Mr. Ackerbilk. This song is freaking awesome. There's so many different versions of that. Cherry Pink and Apple Blossom White and Rhythm Sticks by Perez Prado and his orchestra. This was the #1 song that held the most weeks record, and still does. It did until Despacito came along. But it held the #1 record of the pre-rock era. It spent 13 weeks at #1, and then it was broken by Debbie Boone in the rock era, and then later Olivia Newton-John, and then so many others since the Hot 100 got completely screwed over. Running Scared and Love Hurts from Roy Orbison. Okay Records. I've never heard of this. Don't Call My Name and The Breeze by Helene. Oh, I can't read the name. Helene Dixon, I think it says. The print is too tiny. I can't see it. Sound of Music. Yes, that's Sound of Music. And Little Donkey from Patti Page. The Fiddler's Boogie, and When the White Lilacs Bloom Again from Florin Zabek and his orchestra. Far Away and The Three Bells from Dick Flood. This is somebody's address from Kalamazoo labels on there. This is an early Monument Records label. Now, this label is completely washed out. You can see that. There's nothing on there. You can see the writing on the other side. There's nothing on that side. It's there, but it's really hard to see. Sometimes this is why I hate silver on stuff. I finally did determine that this is called Ashes of Sand. I had to look at it because I'd never heard of this song before. And I Love Everything About You from Jermaine Jackson. This is from 78, so it was pre-Let's Get Serious, which was the first song I bought by him on his own. Daddy's Home I had on an album. Red Cloak and the Laughing Sailor from Ron Goodwin and his orchestra. And there's a capital sleeve again. And rounding it out, the inimitable Ray Charles, Don't Change on Me and Sweet Memories. Don, I'm going to say this up front and out here for everyone to hear. In addition to being friends, I have bought all this stuff from you over the years. Never has anything been less than what you have classed it as, and so much of this is so hard graded by you, which you are expert at grading stuff. But some of this is amazing, the condition that these are in for the age they are. So thank you so much for that. And that is this week's Dawn and Mary's Auction Acquisitions. we have officially entered the back half of the Vinyl Me Parton collection. This is number 7 in Dolly's hand-picked list, and this is something special because I've never heard it. I only know one song on it. Some of the songs are on the Monument collection that came out at Record Store Day last year, or earlier this year. But this is her very first album. And I mean, I cannot wait to crack into this and listen to it. It came in the day before yesterday, I think, or Wednesday. The day I was sick one day this week. I was not feeling well at all. This is originally from the Monument collection. Hello, I'm Dolly. Dolly Parton. And of course has that wonderful Vinyl Me Parton obi sleeve. This one is triple A, all analog. Lacquers were cut from tapes by Ryan Smith of Sterling Sound and pressed on Flame Galaxy vinyl. You want to take a look? I have looked at it. It's really something. I mean, I'm so... These Dolly albums sound amazing. Of course, they are coming from this effort with her and Vinyl Me Please, which is always, pristine. A little bit hard to get in on the cover. This cover is, look at how glossy that cover is. It's beautiful. And then this, what they call it? Flame Galaxy. It's orange. It actually is creamsicle orange. But it does have that recreated Monument label. And, oh, come on. Don't, oh, no. Don't ruin my cover. These, if you have not joined the Vinyl Me Parton Club yet, and you are even a casual fan of Dolly's, every one of these has been worth it. I mean, I am a huge fan, and you guys have seen my collection. I did her on Influencers last year. She is one of my all-time favorite artists, one of the few country artists I absolutely love, and she's terrific. Now, this coming month, I already know, we know ahead of time what we're getting. Number 8 in the series of 12 is her breakthrough album on the pop chart, 1974's Jolene, which does include the title track and I Will Always Love You, which she wrote in the same evening, in the same songwriting session. And she talks about that on the Vinyl Me Please video. About it. These albums are already fetching hundreds of dollars on Discogs. I mean, this is a great investment, but it just happens to be, I freaking love this woman. So it is definitely a really special edition. Hello, I'm Dolly Parton, this month's Vinyl Me Parton selection from Vinyl Me Please. Thank you very much, Dolly and VMP.
It's too late to change what's true, but someday always comes too soon.
Coming up Monday on this week's edition of Finding Your Music Mojo, live with TC and Dawn, we're going to tackle novelty records. Now, this was Dawn's idea. Dawn is hosting this time, but it will, of course, simulcast on both channels here and at Two Hip Chicks. This was Dawn's and Mary. It was Mary's idea, actually, and Dawn thought it was great. I do, too. There's so many great novelty songs out there. We can talk all kinds of different novelty stuff. Kim is actually working on a new novelty series that she's going to be doing for me on TKR Video Central, probably after the first of the year. It's just going to be one of the a shorter show like Obscuria, but with her talking about stuff. And I can't wait to give us all a primer on some of this, because there's, in addition to just straight out comedy, there's some great novelty songs that are classics. There's some that you really wouldn't want to touch again. And we'll get into all those. We will be live for you on YouTube here on TKR Video Central, and live on YouTube on Two Hip Chicks. Two Hip Chicks will also be available on Facebook. TKR Video Central will be available on Twitch. So you can join us in a number of different places live this Monday, October 23rd at 7 p.m. Eastern. Don't you dare miss it! Okay, everybody, I'm going to mosey on out of here. I had to talk about the Billboard stuff, though. I think that's just crazy. Some of the songs, I mean, the whole list is fascinating, and their logic behind some of the choices and their positioning. I mean, whoa. But it was fun, and a pop fan like me loved it because I'm a pop fan. Rock fans are not going to be happy. Classic rock fans are especially not going to be happy. But it was a lot of fun to read through it, and but I'm still blown away by their number one choice. I was amazed they didn't pick something by the Beatles, and the Beatles only made one top 10 song. Wow. Hopefully, we'll have a lot of other things going on. This week, schedules should return to normal. So hopefully, everything will be back where it should be. Don't forget, check out the TKR Power Tracks 50 Countdown. That happens every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern. That's tonight. Tomorrow, Sunday, Radio Retro Countdown. We're going back as far as I've been back before, as we get closer and closer to doing all 50 states and prepping for Season 2 coming up in November. Going to be a lot of fun. I have so much fun with that show. I discover so many things I haven't heard on that show, because I consider myself, pretty knowledgeable from the 70s on, but there are a lot of stuff that were regional that I've never heard of, and I'm like, holy crap, I love doing that. Radio Retro Countdown Sundays at 4. This Monday, as I said, we have Finding Your Music Mojo at 7 p.m. with Dawn and I here and at Two Hip Chicks. Tuesday will be a new Influencers. Wednesday will be the return of Vinyl Recall, I think. I may wait one more week, because I will be off work week after next, and I'm going to have time to do it. I may wait to do Influencers and then too, but I'm going to try and get some other stuff up. We were trying to get a Chem Takes On up this week, but she came down with a stomach bug and was out for 3 days on her back. So we didn't get one up this week. We may get one up sometime early next week, but if not, she'll be back a week from Friday. Thursday is Flashback Tracks, of course, on and Friday, this coming Friday, Label Nova will tackle Life Song Records, another label I've wanted to do for a while. They weren't a really big hit label, but they had a lot of interesting things out there. And I mean that in a very Bugs Bunny interesting kind of way. So we'll check that out on Label Nova next time. And of course, next Saturday, be right back here. Now, I do have some new stuff coming. It should start appearing slowly over the next 2 weeks. Here and at a few other places. There'll be stuff up on the website. You can take a look at it in the community page here on YouTube and on the KirkhamReport.com. Have all kinds of things going on and all kinds of new things coming, and I hope that you will enjoy them and spread the word about them when it comes up. If you haven't subscribed already, please do it. If you have, thank you very much. I much appreciate it. Don't forget to share out what you see here on the Kirkham Report, no matter whether it's this show or other shows on TKR Video Central. And please leave a comment. Leaving a comment always helps me know how I am doing. Don't forget the Daily Show, TC's Obscuria Vaults. I hit 500 Obscuria shows on Friday, which is just insane. I can't believe I've done 500 of those. Wow. Every Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. All the rest of the Kirkham Report shows on this TKR Video Central are either 4 p.m. or 7 p.m. And most of them are at 4 p.m. And there'll be more coming along at 7 p.m. over the next couple of weeks. But not all of them will be on TKR Video Central. We'll talk about that later. I do have some big announcements coming at the end of the month and into early November. So it'll be fun. But in any case, I hope you've enjoyed this show. I hope you've enjoyed picks I had. Go get this album right now. Go right out now and find it in your local record store or order it online. This album rocks. DADI would be much more low key while being completely silly in the background. In any case, thank you for watching the Kirkham Report. As always, I enjoy hearing from you, so please leave a comment, and I hope you enjoy what I do. Obviously you do, because you still watch. For the Kirkham Report and TKR Radio Central, I'm TC Kirkham. I will see you on the interwebs all over the place at any given time. Until then, ciao, baby.